You're watching Your View.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. It's Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, along with Grande and the Brown Man. It's a Tuesday afternoon. And as we came on the air earlier today, I mentioned that it's Tuesday, but it's a great sports day, not a normal Tuesday, because there are NFL football games today, and the Rams will kick off at the top of the hour, 4 o'clock. And then later on tonight, I know I'll be watching the Lakers and the Suns, and I want to see what's going to happen there because the Suns are a first-place team, and the Lakers are like a 500 team, and no Anthony Davis, and I'm just expecting a monster beatdown. And so today it's Tuesday. So like by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to be watching NFL football. 4:30, I'm going to start watching college football because I definitely want to keep my eyes on San Diego State and what they're going to do today in the Frisco Bowl. Not that the bowl game itself matters. Just would like to see San Diego State end on a high note. And then tonight I'll be watching that basketball game. So interesting, though, when we came on the air, Alex, Mr. Aztec football himself here, was like, oh, yeah, forgot. It's the Frisco Bowl today. Grande, how could you forget about your Aztecs playing football this afternoon, dude?
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. Is the Frisco Bowl something that you look forward to every year?
Time.
My bad.
Big time.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, dude, it's a big
thing. No, listen, they lost me. They lost me when they lost the Mountain West Championship. I was like, okay, well, season's over. I know there's a bowl game coming, but for me, the season's over.
Yeah.
I've moved on.
Yeah. I feel you, man. I know that it's like I keep having this argument with friends of mine. You guys, I will say thank you. Okay. You guys convinced me that I should go down to Atlanta for the Peach Bowl, where my Pitt Panthers are going to play against Michigan State. And I mean, that's no better than the Frisco Bowl. I mean, yeah, okay, Michigan State, it's an interesting matchup, but you're not really playing for anything. It's a glorified exhibition. You've already accomplished your goal. Your goal was to win your conference championship. If you're not going to play in the college football playoff, then what are you really doing right now? You're just playing an extra game. You're earning money for the school. You're having a good time at a bowl game.
In theory, right?
Yeah.
You're making money for the school.
Well, I mean, are you not?
Well, sometimes the travel and expenses, isn't it more than what they make from the game? Sometimes.
It can't be. Then what was the point?
Well, I mean, I think it is conceivable, it would seem, that there could be some loss based on whatever the payout is. But I think to what Browner's saying, what's the point? I mean, aren't you're looking at it and you're going, okay, we're going to the Frisco Bowl. They're going to pay us, I'm making this up, they're going to pay us $250,000 to go play in the Frisco Bowl, and it's going to cost us $180,000 to go down there with all of our people and everything. So we're going to make a couple bucks on the deal. The kids are going to play more practice time. This is a good thing for everybody. If they make money, if they don't lose money. But
$650,000
is what the
you're right.
$650
for the Frisco Bowl. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess for me, like I'm having this argument all the time. People are like, I can't believe Kenny Pickett is not going to play. How could he bail out on his teammates in the bowl game? And, he had all these great years and he's likely to be a first-round pick. And this is the way he pays the school back by not playing in the bowl game. And I'm like, yeah, but what is this bowl game for? Like, is it to advance to the national championship? No. Is it for the national championship? No. Does it count in the national championship conversation? No. So what is it? It's a glorified exhibition. If I were a player and half of me is like, these are my guys, I got to finish with these guys. And the other half of me is, I've accomplished what I wanted to, and I'm going to make a lot of money playing football, so I want to protect my body. I understand that decision-making balance that you have to have. And I can't really fault the kid for not playing. So, Alex, I can't fault you for not remembering that your Aztecs are playing in the Frisco Bowl this afternoon.
Yeah, well, tonight I will, if you've given me the option of watching Rams, Seahawks, and Aztecs versus University of Texas, San Antonio, chances are I'm watching Rams tonight.
If you're one of those people and you're still left out there talking about how come Kenny Pickett isn't playing, I got news for you. The bowl game is for coaches to get paid. That's really it. At the end of the year, the reflection of how the school's year went, oh, we won a bowl game. Like that's how coaches make money. Players don't get anything from it. Maybe a sweater.
I think if the Aztecs win tonight, it's like the most wins in school history, which would maybe be the only reason why I would maybe play Lucas Johnson or Jordan Brookshire. But if I'm Brady Hoke, I'm putting in Will Haskell. Let's see what I got.
Yeah, I mean, the two guys you just
It's
mentioned, Lucas Johnson and Jordan Brookshire, I mean, for them, it's kind of a reward because their careers are over tonight. Now, I
yeah.
suppose maybe, those two kids might get a chance to play in the XFL, which is, on its way back, or it might be the USFL, which is another league that's trying to make its way back, or maybe those two kids get a chance to go make a couple dollars playing football, not real big money, but just a couple bucks, go play in Europe somewhere. I mean, maybe there's a couple more football games in their future, but really, when you're not an NFL football player and you're playing in a bowl game like the Aztecs are today, this is it. This is where your career comes to an
No
end.
disrespect to those two young men. Those gonna be coaches. Those are coaches. I ain't.
Well, whatever it is,
Oh,
I
how
get what
about if they
Scott's
just
saying.
get
Like
real
these guys,
jobs? How about if they get real jobs or start businesses? I mean, what
Or
if they're
that.
not what if they're not football lifers?
well, if you're concerned about, or if you want to reward the kids, give Lucas the first quarter, Jordan the second quarter, and put Will in the third quarter.
I like that idea.
But it's not just the quarterback; it's every position. Like, if there's not a senior putting his like the two All Americans, like they may not play. I'm sure they are, but if you
Oh,
want
if
to
I
put
was
their
the punter,
talent,
no way.
if you want to put
No
their talent
way.
more on tape, go for it. But if I'm Brady Hoke, I'm putting in the guys that I'm going to play next year that are already here. Why not?
Bro, if I was that kicker, ain't no way in hell I'm getting on that field. Y'all not finna mess up this golden leg. I gave y'all what I got. No,
You
player,
got
time for
two.
me to go collect these checks.
Y'all got two punts blocked for me last time.
Yeah,
I
I
ain't
need to
going
get my
out
name
there.
called on draft day. Y'all not finna break my leg in half. Y'all not finna Willis McGahee me.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I just find it. Listen, more than the game itself this afternoon. The game's at 4:30 between San Diego State and University of Texas San Antonio. The more than the game itself, I'm just fascinated by the fact that Grande, you are a great Aztec fan, and it's
Yeah.
Tuesday afternoon. And not only is it Tuesday, like why are they playing these bowl games on Tuesday? And of course, we all know the answer is because of TV,
Every day.
right? And if
Right.
you're ESPN, it's a smart idea. It's like, look, it's the holiday season. People take time off from work. They're in their homes. It's cold outside, not necessarily here, but like in other parts of the country. Even though I'm freezing my ass off today, um, people are home. What are they watching? Well, there's college football. People love football. If there's a football game on TV on a Tuesday afternoon, people will actually sit down and watch it. I mean, nobody goes to the games, but people will watch the games on TV,
Some of those crowds look so bad.
right?
So bad. They for
Yeah.
whatever reason they choose to pan these crowds to show like the people who actually showed up. I'm like, why are they having this game? Like,
Yeah.
why, man?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I watched a game. I
Since
watched a game from like it was called the Bahamas Bowl, and they're like nobody there.
Nobody.
I saw a bowl game. I don't know where Coastal Carolina plays their home games, somewhere I think in North Carolina, but their home stadium was a bowl stadium. Can you imagine? Like it used to be like the bowl games were like a big deal, You played them in big stadiums and there were people that show. Coastal Carolina's home football stadium now hosts a bowl game.
Coastal
Weird.
Carolina
Yeah.
Bowl.
So let me just going back to the San Diego State game for a sec.
Yeah.
We're talking about Pickett not playing. Well,
Mhm.
check this out. UTSA has 9 in quotes significant contributors that are not playing in this game because they're signing up for the draft. The All-American running back Sincere McCormick announced on Thursday
That's a
he will
black guy.
declare for the 22 NFL
Wait
draft
a
and skip the
second.
Frisco Bowl.
That's a black
Wait
guy.
a second. You think that the guy, his name is Sincere McCormack, and you think just because his name is Sincere McCormack, he's a black guy?
It's a black guy. It's a black
Spoiler
guy.
alert.
Mhm.
Browner's right.
By the way, hold on. Speaking of spoiler alerts, yo, did I really do that big of a thing yesterday?
Oh my
Yes,
God! Yes,
dude.
don't go back to
Yes.
that. Yes, man.
No, we're not talking about it.
No,
No,
no.
I forgot to bleep it. So
Oh
yes,
no.
Because I got a lot.
I
I want to tell you, I got a lot of people who hit me up on Twitter, people who hit me up on direct
As you
messages on
should have.
social platforms, and they're like, "Dude, you just ruined Spider-Man." I'm like, "I did."
This guy hasn't been in a movie in 5 years. Ruins the only movie people want to see in the last 3 years.
no.
Great.
I don't think you understand because you don't follow this culture of type of movie.
Mhm.
Like you don't understand how difficult it is to avoid spoilers.
Right.
So even if you don't think it's a big one, or even if it's a small one, a spoiler is a spoiler. Like for myself, like I legit stayed off TikTok on Thursday and Friday until I went to the movie because I knew it would be spoiled
Mhm.
because of exactly what you just said. That rumor might have been out there.
I stayed
But
off
the
of
fact
it
that you just
from
blurted it
Tuesday
out like that.
to Thursday night because I know that private screenings happen on Tuesday. So I specifically did not go anywhere near it because I knew somebody would spoil it. And here
Like
we
if you
are.
do it a month from now,
That's different.
that's fine. But you did it on Monday where like tickets were really hard to find this weekend, man. So there's definitely people out there that hadn't seen it yet.
Well,
And
I just want to say this.
say you're sorry.
If I spoiled Spider-Man for anybody who was listening or watching yesterday with the one little throwaway comment that I
It wasn't
made.
throwaway. What are you
It's
doing?
not.
It wasn't
Like,
a throwaway
It's
comment.
not. It's not. It's not a throwaway comment.
That's
dude.
such a
Like
large
that,
part of the movie.
it's such a huge part of the movie.
Throwaway.
Well,
What?
That's like me telling you Jon Snow like didn't really die.
Wait,
you know? Like,
what?
But
Oh, hold on. Spoiler alert. What? Yo, hold on.
me
Wait,
telling
what?
you, but me telling you like that day, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's as big of a spoiler as you could have given. Like,
Well, I'm going to say this to everybody who has not yet seen Spider-Man, who was
Jon
listening
Snow
or
is not dead.
whoever was listening or watching yesterday, when I inadvertently, in other words, can we at least acknowledge one thing? Come on, cut me 1 sense of a break here. You ready?
no, old man.
I didn't do it to be a dick.
No, I'll
I-
give you that.
I did it inadvertently. I
Yes.
made a comment that I thought everybody knew, that you didn't have to see the movie to know this detail. I was wrong. I acknowledge that, okay? I'm sorry.
Actually, no.
I'm
Let
sorry.
me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
No, I don't think I forgive you because I asked you yesterday.
Uh-huh.
The spoiler you gave, did people clap when it happened? I think you said yes. So that should be an indication of maybe I shouldn't say this on the show if people are clapping and cheering for something. Like that seems like a pretty obvious
In the middle of the movie.
It's like a major plot thing if people are like, "Oh yeah, woo!" Like as it's happening. Come on, man.
All right, my bad.
Because listen, people cheered in the movie like twice that I watched it. And it was very small theater, so I've been in like massive theaters. Those two claps came in the same scene that you're talking about. So
Yeah.
major
Yeah.
not forgiven.
No, there was an
there were
earlier
three-
scene.
The one I was in, there were 3 large applause during the film that didn't happen at the end or in the beginning. So it was a very interesting.
All right.
Anyways.
All right, look, I just want to say to anybody who's listening, anybody who's watching, anybody that was here yesterday, anybody that was planning on seeing Spider-Man, that I gave away one detail that I thought everybody knew in advance anyway. My B, I'm terribly, horribly sorry. I'm down on my knee begging for forgiveness, Spider-Man fans, Marvel movie fans, people who haven't seen it yet. I'm so sorry. It was my first movie in like 5 years. Okay. It's my first time seeing a Marvel movie in a theater. All right. And the one thing I actually understood in the movie, like the one thing I actually understood, I blurted out on the air yesterday, not knowing that I was giving away some major plot line. So again, I'm sorry.
Captain Spoiler over here.
Yeah, no. All right. Final thing for the Aztecs and San Antonio. Spoiler alert. Lucas Johnson is starting tonight. With the depth chart being Johnson, Brookshire, and Haskell in that order. All 20 guys that missed the Mountain West Championship game are go for tonight. So the Aztecs very healthy. And yes, if the Aztecs win tonight, that would be a school record, 12th win. Their best record ever was that I believe it was the Pumphrey season when they went 11-3, and they finished ranked 25th that year. So if they win, they would finish their highest ranking ever. Well, not highest ranking ever, but they would only be ranked for the 4th time in school history to finish the season. And Brady Hoke will get a 50G bonus. There you go.
Nice. Hey, listen, Browner, you say that these bowl games are only for the coaches to make money.
Yeah.
I would argue that there's a whole bunch of gamblers out there that are loving the fact that there are these bowl games each and every day, it seems.
How about
last night people were
How about last night?
Oh man. The refs.
How about last night?
And dude, the refereeing in the NFL. Man, you guys are bad. But what happened last night? Just you almost shattered so many hearts with this betting.
All right, well,
that was
wait
a
second.
touchdown.
You got
shouldn't have. Go ahead.
You got to fill us in. You got to fill us in because I want more details on that. But I do want to just mention really quickly. I want to just mention our friends over at DraftKings because I think that's why a lot of people are watching these games. And then I'm coming right back to you, Browner. And then I want to get into the Rams and the Seahawks, which starts at the top of the hour. But it is Christmas week, and DraftKings Sportsbook is the official sportsbook betting partner of the NBA. Right now, you bet $5 on any NBA team to win. If your team wins, you win $150 in free bets. This is real simple. I'll make it quick for you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the promo code GreatFriends. Bet just $5 on any NBA team. You win $150 in free bets if your team is victorious. The promo code is GreatFriends. It's Christmas week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. You must be 21 or older. I know everybody watching and listening right now thinks we only have people in Southern California that tune in, but it's New Jersey, Indiana, and Pennsylvania only for this. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit, $1 wager required. One per customer, and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have any kind of a gambling problem, you call 1-800-GAMBLER. So back to it, Browner. You were saying about the bettors last night and what happened in the Bears-Vikings game. Go ahead, pick it up.
So if you took the Chicago Bears last night, you had a +7, okay? For some unspeakable reason, the Bears kept playing hard at the end even though the game was over. So they get down to the end of the game. They throw a touchdown. It's ruled it's not a touchdown. People are losing their minds. Bettors are like, no, that's a touchdown. The ball broke the plane. The ball broke the plane. They do a quick review. It's issued a touchdown. So now the bettors are happy, right? Wrong. There's no extra point because the time expired. The game is over. So the game ends 17-9 instead of 17-10, and bettors lose money.
So it was a 7-point. Minnesota was a 7-point favorite, and they actually covered the 7. Yep. But if Chicago would have kicked the PAT, then it would have been a push, and all those people that bet on Chicago wouldn't have lost their money.
Right. But they did. Just welcome everybody. Welcome.
I would have been
lost money.
I would have been one of those Bears +7s for sure. That's the way I would have bet that last night.
I know I've been reading a lot today about how the referees just
terrible
annihilated this game. And like I told you guys, I mean, I watched that first game, that Cleveland Vegas game, and saw the Raiders make that comeback. It's just such a shame. It really is. I say a shame. I'm a Browns fan, you know, and I'm not like a lifelong Browns fan. I'm just a Browns fan while my buddy is an employee there. Once he leaves there, I'll be whatever other team he's on. But, you know, watching them last night, the Cleveland Browns, you talk about things being all screwed up because of COVID. Last night, I'm driving to meet some buddies for dinner, and I get on the phone with my friend who's the offensive coordinator of the Browns. I'm like, oh, dude, what a game. I can't believe you guys lost. And by the way, you did such a great job. You got your quarterback ready to go. And I'm like, and you know, Nick Mullins, he's got a somewhat accomplished career as a backup quarterback and a passer. And he started yelling at me, I don't need you telling me what kind of quarterback. I studied every game he's ever played in. And he was telling me, he's like, I should have thrown the ball more. I should have been more aggressive. And that's you know, the NFL thing is like there's conventional wisdom, and then there's outside the box, go for it all the time on fourth down kind of new style of coaching in the NFL. And what we were talking about though is you talk about things being screwed up. Oh my goodness, the left guard is out, so we had to move this guy to that position. Then we had to move this guy in. Then this guy got hurt, and we had to move. So it's like musical chairs on the offensive line. And I don't think we as fans really understand all the details and the nuance to the game. We look at the results. This guy wasn't playing. This guy wasn't playing. This is the final score. We think the coach stinks. We think the ref stink. But we never really, I don't think, dig deep enough into right guard had to move to left guard. Right tackle had to move to left tackle. You know, third string guy had to play this position. I mean, it is right now, especially with COVID, man, it is just all screwed up. And as we're getting ready for the Rams today, and that's going to start at the top of the hour at 4:00, Rams are getting guys back. Whereas the late game, Washington versus Philly, the stories are emerging earlier this morning, Alex, right? That Washington's got all kinds of problems.
Well, yeah, they had 16 guys on the list, and all 16 tested again and didn't pass last night. And now they were waiting at the facility this morning to see if anybody was cleared. And if they were cleared, they would get on a private jet and go play tonight. As for the Rams go, they got Von Miller back. So they got only 3 starters out. Rob Havenstein, the right tackle, the safety Jordan Fuller, and tight end Tyler Higbee. Every other starter returned.
Wait, Higbee's out?
Yes.
But Higbee missed a game, and then the next day was reactivated. So is he out because of COVID, or is he out for another reason? Do you know?
On this from Lindsey Theory, who covers him for ESPN, says that 3 starters remain on the COVID list, and he's on that list.
Wow, man, think about that. He was positive and missed a game. Then the next day he was negative and reactivated, and now here we are, and he's back.
It's got to be an LA thing, man. Because are you seeing all this stuff with the Lakers too? Like LeBron, the false positive, Russ with the false positive, Monk with the false. Like there's just like something, I don't know.
It's the
I'm not
it's
correlating them all, but there's just something weird.
It's how you take the test. A lot of the false positives are based on the way that the test is taken, and it's not issued properly.
And you gotta stick it up that nose,
right? And a lot of guys aren't doing that because they get tested so. In their defense, they get tested a lot, and so you just get irritated by it. It takes a while, it's uncomfortable, and you don't want to do it. But when you don't do it the right way, there's a lot of false positives. There's so much writing on these tests where the guys can play, and it causes such a disruption. They need to come up with a better way to test it and more accurate way to test it than what they're doing for at least the NBA.
Yeah,
because the NBA has had too many false positives for my care.
Well, let's talk about that coming up next, because Tom Brady has come out with a very strong opinion about what the NFL should do.
Did he slam a tablet when he did it?
I don't think so. But
did
let's
he tell the coach to go F himself?
I don't think so. Let's get to what Tom Brady thinks about players who should play based on their test results.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
Pete Gray here, inviting you to catch my show, Let's Talk Hookup, every Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific Time. For over 30 years, we've been the voice of the fishing community for Southern California, and so glad to be back on the big stick.
The all-new and mightier 1090. Right now at BMW San Diego, get 0.9% APR financing up to 36 months on all in-stock 2018 and 2019 certified pre-owned BMW models. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road and the 163, and BMWSanDiego.com.
Watch your San Diego State Aztecs take on the San Diego Christian Hawks. December 28th at 6 p.m. live from the Viejas Arena.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Great googly moogly.
oh, yeah. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon, where your trade-in is always worth more. Just off I-8 in El Cajon.
Right now at BMW San Diego, get 0.9% APR financing up to 36 months on all in-stock 2018 and 2019 certified pre-owned BMW models. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road and the 163, and BMWSanDiego.com.
Time now for Kaplan and Crew tonight's Community Connect. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon. And by Prospect Home Finance.
Last month, the Orange County Soccer Club hosted its second Corporate Cup, pitting local businesses against one another in a competitive round-robin soccer tournament, with the finalists playing at Championship Stadium after the Orange County SC home game on Wednesday, October 20th.
Really a great opportunity to get our whole company and our families out here together, spending time for a good cause and really enjoying it.
Co-ed teams from a variety of industries showed up at the Great Park Fields in Irvine to participate in the charity tournament, with the proceeds going to the OCSC Community Foundation to help further its mission to use soccer as a vehicle to promote health and wellness, support and empower youth, foster an inclusive environment, and unify the local community.
We feel great about giving back to our community. Experian is a company that tries to give back in many ways, and just being able to support this cause is awesome. Anything that we can do to kind of support Orange County, we're all about it.
It was a fun day out on the field with 16 teams battling it out for bragging rights to see who moved on to the finals.
They've been taking it pretty seriously so far. A lot of them have been practicing in the weeks leading up. They've got their own custom jerseys, and you can tell they're having a great time just getting out of the office on a Friday on a beautiful day here at the Orange County Gray Park.
The team members were extremely excited and passionate. We got more than expected entries, and we had to tell people to just show up and cheer the team.
Participating companies were also treated to meet and greets and private coaching sessions with OCSC players and coaches.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's Community Connect is fueled by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
We're here every day, 24/7, giving you only the finest handcrafted sports talk programming you're going to find anywhere. And we never stop. Fanatic is such a mean word. We prefer committed. This is the mightier 1090 AM.
Food insecurity is defined as not having sufficient resources to buy food either for yourself or for your family. Folks who are food insecure struggle with not having enough food to eat because maybe they lost their jobs. It is important to not just look at one person as being food insecure, but really looking at them as it could be anyone. The San Diego Food Bank has been around for over 40 years. Our job is to help procure food for San Diego County residents to make sure that no one is going to bed hungry. Accessing food from the San Diego Food Bank is very simple. A lot of our distributions right now are operating as drive-through distributions, so they are safe to attend if you are concerned with getting out of your vehicle and walking into a food pantry. The San Diego Food Bank needs your continued support. Please visit our website at sandiegofoodbank.org, and there you will see all of the different ways that you too can get involved.
There's a difference between just getting there and enjoying the journey. At Team Mazda of El Cajon, we put you in the driver's seat of the best cars around. From our stylish crossover SUVs to our classic sedans and sports cars. At Team Mazda of El Cajon, your good credit and trade-in can turn into the Mazda of your dreams. Start enjoying your drive with the new Mazda today. Visit Team Mazda of El Cajon.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
University of San Diego men's basketball took down Northern Arizona on Saturday. The Toreros outscored the Lumberjacks by 11 points in the second half to get the comeback win 69-59. Marcellus Earlington had a double-double for the second consecutive game, tallying 22 points and 11 rebounds in the win. Bryce Monroe had 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, while Vladimir Pinchuk had 10 points and TJ Berger and Josh Parrish had 8 points each. USD has won 3 straight games. They are 7-5 on the season. Next up, the Toreros will take on UNLV on Wednesday. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance. Brought to you by Prospect Home Finance. Fast, friendly, affordable. Watch your San Diego State Aztecs take on the San Diego Christian Hawks. December 28th at 6 p.m. live from the Viejas Arena.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
Hey, everybody, it's Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios on a Tuesday afternoon. A strange Tuesday in the world of sports in that the Seahawks and Rams are kicking off at 4 p.m. The Eagles and the Washington football team are also kicking off. Now, are these two games going on at the exact same time, Grande? Is that, do you know that?
Yeah.
Man, it's so strange to me. But whatever, it's happening here on a Tuesday.
And also, I mean, you're going to get it here in San Diego on Fox, but if you are in a neutral market, they're on the same channel. So you have to choose. I guess the country has to choose. But if you have the NFL Sunday ticket, they'll both be on there. So,
I use the NFL.
Are you sure? Because it says blacked out on yesterday. It said blacked out.
I opened it right now. It doesn't say blacked out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because it did yesterday. Because I was like, wait a minute, these are on TV. But everybody doesn't have NFL Network, so then I was confused.
I wonder if Siciliano's working for Red Zone.
Kurt Warner was on the broadcast last night.
Kurt Warner
couldn't miss him.
Kurt Warner catches so much crap, dude. For a guy who is so universally adored, I think. Oh, wait a second. Browner's giving me a look. Don't think so, huh?
Look, man, you got to dress better. I don't got a problem with Kurt Warner. Kurt was a great man, bro. You need a stylist, my man. I get it.
What was catching slack for? What? For his Christmas ornament jacket?
Yeah,
that was ugly.
His puffy.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with Kurt Warner, the man.
No. I'm just to me, I looked at Kurt Warner's puffy silver jacket on TV last night.
And
I thought, what's the problem?
Puffy video?
What's the problem here?
Looking like a Hershey Kiss wrapper.
Man.
That's what I did hear people say he looked like a Hershey Kiss. If Randy Moss were wearing that jacket on TV,
it'd be ugly too.
No, people would be like, yo, Randy Moss, that thing is dope, man. That's style right there.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. If Cam Newton's wearing that jacket, I'm making fun of it.
No,
that's a bad jacket.
I agree.
No, Cam Newton's wearing that jacket. You guys are like, oh my God, you see that jacket Cam's wearing? I got to go to H&M and get me one of those.
First of all, if Cam was wearing that jacket, let's be very clear. He would have a hat. He would have some underneath it to match it, and the shoes would match, the wristbands, all that. Kurt Warner just said, hey, I'm cold. Somebody give me a jacket.
Yeah, that's what he said.
You know what he said, though? He actually said that I was reading some of his tweets. He was saying that this morning he was going through an airport and he was still wearing the same jacket. And people were, you couldn't miss him because not only had he been on television the night before wearing the jacket, and not only had he been everywhere on social media wearing the jacket, he walking through the airport and people are like, yo, Kurt, what's up, man? Take that stupid jacket off, dog. Oh, my God. I looked at it, and again, you guys know he's one of my top man crushes of all time. I love Kurt Warner. So when I look at Kurt, I'm like, what's the problem? What's wrong with that coat? I'd rock that coat all day.
Please don't ever wear. No, dude. No.
Please wear that coat. Please wear that coat.
No, I wouldn't wear that coat to take out the garbage.
Well, I disagree. I thought it was a pretty cool coat. I think the reason people were first getting on him is because it's a silver coat and he's wearing like a black zip-up top, and he looks like he's there cheering for the Raiders. Like, what's with all the Raider love?
Yeah.
Calling
like
the Raiders game.
bomber jacket.
Yeah,
it was bad. That was bad, man.
That jacket matched the game though. It was a bad game too.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if you're cold, like I know I am, I'm like chronically cold. I do want to tell everybody that the Kaplan and Crew hoodies are available for you on our website, kaplanandcrew.com. I'm pushing these for this reason. We bought 150 of them. We thought, okay, let's see what happens. We gave away 75 of them on our next level sailing cruise, and we just gave them away as gifts, Then we said, okay, we got 75 remaining. Browner's been telling me forever he thinks people would buy our merch. I've always been skeptical as to whether or not they will. And immediately after people started to see the pictures, or like the other day we were in the newspaper, there was a picture of us in the newspaper and the three of us are all wearing them. There was like this immediate rush to buy these things. And yesterday, Browners sent some out. My son, who's helping us out, he sent a bunch out, and we sold probably, I don't know, 25 or so like right away. So now they're all individually packaged and they've got the sizes on them, and they're sitting in a bin in my garage, which I don't really need 50 hoodies. Like I could use 2 or 3 of them, but I don't need like 50 of them. So if you're looking for a great Christmas gift for your people, okay, and they are great friends, then get them a Kaplan and Crew hoodie. Now, today's Tuesday. We might have a hard time getting it to you by Christmas, but it'll be one of those later Christmas gifts, I guess, you know.
Ain't nothing coming by Christmas if you're ordering it
I
now.
know.
They know
Bet
that
you
every
that
you've
much,
got it in the
because
supply
last-
chain, baby. Come on
Yeah.
now. Cut us a break.
Yeah, dude. I ordered stuff on Friday and it's not getting there for Christmas.
You know,
so-
are you guys done with all your Christmas shopping for your people? Or you guys have a lot of like last second procrastination kind of stuff to do?
I am notoriously the last one.
I'm the guy who gets it at the buzzer. Like, what time it closed?
You know
That's
one
me.
thing. You know one thing I'm having a hard
I
time.
have been at many a malls at Christmas.
Yeah.
You have.
I will be this year again.
One thing I want to say, maybe somebody has a suggestion for me. So my girlfriend, and hopefully she's not listening right now, she told me something that she wanted
Spoiler
for
alert.
Christmas. Yeah, she told me something she wanted for Christmas, and it's just a license plate wrap. You know how like when you get a car, the license plate
Yeah.
usually has like the car dealership on it. And then you wind up driving around because you're lazy, you don't really care, and then you're like a walking advertisement for the license for the car
why do you
dealership.
do it?
That's the first thing I change.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Really? So what do
My
you put
entire
on?
life, lately, I mean, this new car that I got, it's like a San Diego State one,
Mhm.
but it's always been something like that. I think
Mhm.
high school, I had a high school one.
Yeah.
In college, I think I've had San Diego State actually since I started going there, just because
Mhm.
it's like, I don't think it says alumni. I just think it says San Diego State, SDSU.
So we were
Because of that
talking-
reason, I was like, I'm not going to advertise.
Right? Like, why do I need
I'm
to
paying
drive
these
around?
mofos. You
Right.
pay me, I'll
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny you say that because somebody sent me the other day as a gift. Somebody sent me a bottle of vodka,
Ooh.
and
Trust me?
yes, and they sent me a note. And they said, "Hey, I know we saw each other, blah blah blah. Here's a bottle of vodka. I hope you enjoy it." And I got their business card in the bottle, and I wrote them an email, and I said, "Hey, thanks a lot. Very nice, very sweet of you. Thanks for thinking of me. Bottle's awesome. I'll look forward to trying it." Something like that. And she wound up writing me back, and she said, "Hey, would you mind going on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and showing everybody the bottle?" And I'm like, no, I don't think
Yes,
so.
I would mind.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that, because I think that, hey, you want to come and work with the show, we'd be happy to have you, but otherwise, no, I don't want to do that. It's kind of the same thing with the car dealership. You have their license plate cover around your license plate, and you are you're an advertisement for them. Some people will actually sell their cars, not like sell it to somebody. They'll say, yes, you can wrap my car in your brand and I'll drive all over the place and you pay me for that. So anyway,
So Rachel wants a license plate
she wants
frame?
a license plate frame
What's it say?
that just says Cardiff by the Sea, which is,
That seems simple enough.
where am I going to find that? I'm literally not joking. I looked online. I found one.
Is there any gift shops in Cardiff?
I guess I'm going to go up there and try and find. I'm going to walk around like, hey, yo, you guys got license plates in here or what? You got
Go to a
those-
souvenir store in Cardiff.
I don't know of one.
I'm sure if you walk.
There's got to be like something at like a beach store, like a
Yeah.
surf shop or something like that. Don't you think?
Yeah, it has to be. That's how they make their
Yes.
money.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a simple little gift, but it's the kind of thing that's going to make her happy. So I want to get it for her. But I'm having a hard time finding it. Anybody who
Cardiff101.com.
I looked at those guys and then I tried to order on their website and I couldn't order it. I tried. I know.
Amazon.com. I'd rather be at Cardiff Beach, California.
Oh, really? But that's not going to get here, you say?
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah. See, I'm so late to the party,
It's in
dude.
some guy's garage. You take him too long to ship it out.
Or do I steal it off somebody else's car? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's
in
prob- I
the
would
middle of the
recommend
night, do I go by and I just unscrew it on somebody's car?
I wouldn't recommend that.
Nah, that's a bad idea.
That's not a good look.
That's not cool.
There's plenty of gift stores in Cardiff. I just Googled it.
Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, there's plenty. I don't know any of these names, but
Maybe you could
just
forward
look
those
it up,
to me.
dude.
I'd appreciate
Forward
that.
forward it to
Yeah,
me.
If you
it's
don't mind,
it's
send me a
called
link.
Google.
Yeah.
Cardiff
Oh,
by the Sea
Google.
gift shop.
Okay, I will. I'll look it
You
up.
ever heard of
I
this
will.
website? Google's
This
awesome.
Google, I've never heard of it. Such a thing. All right, hey, before we move on, I want to get to this Tom Brady story, and it's what we said we were going to get to. So I'd like to actually pay it off. We'll get there in just 1 second. I do want to say to all the guys out there who have sent me direct messages or emails or have hit me up on social media, and they're asking me, "Yo, when is the I Thrive IV Lounge going to happen?" If you missed this last week, Dr. Damani from I Thrive MD stopped by the show, and he was telling us that they've got a brand new facility opening in Mission Valley. I want to say in February of 2022. And he was saying that the nice part of this new place is we're going to have an IV lounge. And the three of us were like, "What's an IV lounge, Doc? We've never heard of such a thing." And it's essentially a social experience for people to all be getting their IVs at the same time. So kind of like, it sounded to me like a barber shop, like 5 dudes are getting their hair cut and 5 dudes are cutting hair and everybody's chopping it up and having a good time. So an IV lounge. And I said, "Well, hey, Doc, what if we brought great friends and we all sat there together while your doctors were administering these intravenous, bags of whatever it is? Like for me, I want an NAD drip. I want a vitamin C drip, and I want B12. So we can get a lot of the vitamins that our food doesn't provide. We can get it intravenously. And I know that sounds probably odd to some people. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to a doctor's office. I'm going to take in intravenous fluids just for vitamins. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually the situation. So particularly right now, all this COVID talk, all of the talk about Omicron and the contagious nature of it and the ability for it to spread. I'm not suggesting that anything that they give you at iThrive is going to keep it away. My goal, though, is to keep my body as strong and as healthy as it can be so that it can fight off anything that comes nearby, And so if I've talked to the doctors down there and we're trying to figure it out, maybe we're looking in early January to get together for an IV session with the crew. But in the short term, I just want to say to everybody, here's the phone number, 858-240-1497, 858-240-1497. Whether you're looking for testosterone or you want a gift card for the lady in your life, perhaps she wants a little aesthetic treatments, there's really great deals happening at iThrive. And if you make your appointment before Christmas, which is this Saturday, so make it before Thursday, get your appointment on the books so that your first month of testosterone treatments are at 50% savings. iThrive MD, ithrivemd.com/Kaplan. That's my personal website, ithrivemd.com/Kaplan. 858-240-1497. Get healthy, guys, at iThrive MD. Grande, let's talk about this Tom Brady situation. Brown, are you familiar with what's going on here? Because Brady's got some strong opinions on vaccinated players who are asymptomatic and whether or not they should play in NFL football games or they should be sidelined because the numbers are spiking throughout the NFL. Look, things have gotten so strange in sports. Even the NHL, the National Hockey League, which I don't pay that much attention to, but from a news perspective, they're actually shutting down the league. I don't know how many days it is exactly, but they're shutting down the league saying, all right, 5 days.
Christmas.
Yeah, everybody chill. Now, the players are probably like, this is wonderful. I've got a nice little Christmas break. This is fantastic. But you got to do the right thing so that you can get back out onto the ice or the playing surface, whatever it is. But here's what Tom Brady thinks. Let's play the audio, Alex, and then we can discuss. Here's what Brady thinks the NFL should do.
Well, I was all for it. I was absolutely all for it. I feel like, the people and the players who have done everything right to put themselves in a position to play every week, and then to get knocked out being asymptomatic with, understanding there's zero risk of spreading it during a game makes no sense. So that's pretty much well proved and documented over the last year and a half. So, there's absolutely an opportunity for us to get it, and whether we're playing football or not. So I'm just happy we're all out there playing football.
What do you think about what he's saying here?
I think because I've heard that too, that you can't spread it while playing. So if that's true, and you are vaccinated, I don't necessarily disagree with him. I just think that there's not enough science to prove that yet. I mean, yeah, they've done studies on it, but true based science on football players and getting them into a specific place and testing them with the proper equipment, that hasn't happened yet. But to his credit, what he's saying is technically true. So I don't know. I don't know.
You're saying you don't know.
I'm saying I don't know. I did all that say I don't know.
I said all of that to ultimately say,
Isn't
in
it?
final analysis, I don't really know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess my only thing is this. Listen, scientists here.
He's
This
finna hit you with
variant.
the I don't know at the end too.
This variant is like 70% more transmissible than the Delta, and according to people, it's mild, whatever the hell that means.
Well,
if you're
just
someone that
interrupt for a
never
second.
gets okay.
Well, just interrupt for a second. I want to tell you, I have a buddy of mine. He's a doctor.
Oh,
double vaxxed and boosted, and not you, Bronner. Double vaxxed and boosted, has never had COVID, and now has a positive test, and has symptoms, and is telling me, he's like, what he says is, had I not gotten the booster, which by the way I get mine tomorrow, had he not gotten the booster, the expectation is he could have been much, much, much sicker. So I guess what I'm going to say in the end, Browner,
my
I
only
don't
thing
know.
is like people's pain tolerances are different, right? Like everybody, what I find mild, you might find medium. What I find mild, you may not even think is anything. So my only thing is, you're not only on the field though. Like you got to get to the field, you got to travel, you got to you got to be around people. You're in a locker room, you're on a sideline, so it's a difficult thing to say. Like, yeah, if I am asymptomatic and you're asymptomatic and we all got the booster, like we should be fine. Sure, but you still got to go through an airport. You still got to talk to staff. You still got to talk to people. Like you're not just playing a game. There's a lot of things that go into it, which makes it like a very, slippery slope. But at the end of it, I don't know.
I think it's harder for one thing I do know.
Yeah, I think here's the one thing you do know. All right,
for people like us,
yeah,
I think it's easier for us to avoid this Omicron situation. For a professional athlete, it is virtually almost impossible because, like Alex is saying, the amount of travel and the amount of people that you come across in small spaces on a daily basis, like these stadiums,
spaces on a daily basis. Nice.
You feel me?
Yeah,
these buildings, like if you go into some of these buildings, they weren't built to be spaced out. They were built to be in and out of them. And so when you go into an older stadium, like if you go into Chicago where the Bears play, it's little in there. Outside of the locker rooms, the hallways are little, the staircases are little, like everything's little in there. So I don't know, man.
Oh, again,
I
you
just
don't
think
know.
players.
Again, you don't know.
I don't know. Here's something that I do know too. Brady and players, they're ready to play. I think that they all assume that they're healthy. Most of the guys getting it, a large percentage of athletes getting it right now, or don't even have symptoms at all. So I would think that they're all down to play because of that, because they feel that way. But do all players feel that way? I don't know.
I love the beginning of the rants. Here's what I do know. But at the end of the rant, I just want to confirm that I actually don't know. I don't. I think again, I'm going to preface this by saying no. I'm going to preface it the opposite way. I'm going to preface it by saying I don't know. So what I'm about to say, I don't know, but I think this. If you can feel the difference. I don't know, but this is what I think. I think that if all NFL players were not tested and say 40% of them went onto the field and actually had a positive test but were asymptomatic, and they transferred it to a lot of other guys, that when it's all done, I don't think anybody who's an NFL player or an NBA player or an NHL player for that matter, I don't think they're going to die.
I mean, I don't either.
So I think, again, this is what I think, but I'm not really sure that I know. So I'm going backwards here. I think that most players would say, I'm willing to play so long as my body says I can play. If I had the flu and I were knocked on my ass and in bed and I absolutely could not play because I'm puking my guts out and I'm sweating like a mofo and I've got no energy of any kind, I cannot play. If I felt like that, I'd be knocked on my ass and I'd be in bed and I wouldn't play. But if I had the flu and I felt good enough to play, I'd be willing to go out and play. and nobody in the huddle would be like, yo, don't breathe on me. And nobody across the line of scrimmage would say, I don't want to play against you. You got the flu. So I think what Brady is saying is that we'll all play because we don't feel worried that even with a positive test, and even if we do get the symptoms of COVID, it's not going to kill us. It's going to flu us. So let's just play ball. But back to the I don't know. Here's the I don't know.
Oh.
But I don't know if everybody would do that, number one. And I don't have the facts to say that everybody would safely get through it, because there might be that outlier guy out there that gets the positive test, gets all the symptoms, and maybe even though he's young and healthy, maybe it impacts him in a certain way, and somebody dies.
I would say that we're probably really going towards the direction of what Brady's saying. I think I don't think this. At the end of the day, I know this, that what really matters to leagues across the country is money.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no way they're going to put their games into peril. They will do everything they can to keep these things going. And Scott, we figured out with the Browns, how can they do that? If we don't test, we don't know. A la Trump saying it back in 2000, whatever. The less we test, the less positive cases there are.
Keep the numbers down. Don't test.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know, these crazy times. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Not far from kickoff now between San Diego State and UTSA in the Frisco Bowl. Want to talk a little bit more about that. Coming right back. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
We don't ask a lot from you. Just 16 measly hours a day. That's it. Buy some earbuds. Listen at work, in meetings, on the way home, talking to the wife, or helping the kids with homework. They'll admire your stick-to-itiveness. This is the mightier 1090 AM. Right now at BMW San Diego, get 0.9% APR financing up to 36 months on all in-stock 2018 and 2019 certified pre-owned BMW models. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road and the 163, and BMWSanDiego.com.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community.
Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on Your View or stream it online at yourview.com. Sponsored by The Burns Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit theburnsfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives. Watch your San Diego State Aztecs take on the San Diego Christian Hawks. December 28th at 6 p.m. live from the Viejas Arena.
Right now at BMW San Diego, get 0.9% APR financing up to 36 months on all in-stock 2018 and 2019 certified pre-owned BMW models. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road and the 163, and BMWSanDiego.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
University of San Diego men's basketball took down Northern Arizona on Saturday. The Toreros outscored the Lumberjacks by 11 points in the second half to get the comeback win 69-59. Marcellus Erlington had a double-double for the second consecutive game, tallying 22 points and 11 rebounds in the win. Bryce Monroe had 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, while Vladimir Pinchuk had 10 points and TJ Berger and Josh Parrish had 8 points each. USD has won 3 straight games. They are 7-5 on the season. Next up, the Toreros will take on UNLV on Wednesday. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Team Mazda of El Cajon. and by Prospect Home Finance.
Got an opinion? Scott Kaplan says test it on cited.co. Yes, .co. SoCal Sports Talk. The all-new and mightier 1090.
Welcome to Team Mazda of El Cajon. Thank you for joining us to make the trip to San Diego's first Mazda retail evolution facility. It takes years and years to put all this together and to make Team Mazda a reality. Unbelievable team here.
Thank you to John and Corinne for the opportunity. It's a privilege and an honor to say that this is the store I get to be the general manager of.
I do want to speak to what I have in my hand here. It is a big, heavy plaque representing the grand opening. So I want to present this to John, say thank you again.
We're very proud of the work that you're doing here. I commend you on your future prosperity. At this point, I want to invite you all outside to hear a drum demonstration.
Let's take it up a notch with Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost, powered by the mightier 1090 and by Prospect Home Finance.
Today, we proudly held the ribbon cutting ceremony for our new office in La Jolla, California. Here we are in the Merrill Lynch building, right in the middle of the village, and really, really happy to be part of this neighborhood. This is really special to Prospect in that it almost signifies the fact that we've grown up officially. We have survived the past 15 years by being very agile. We come to this one amazing location from 3 separate offices. So it's fantastic having everyone under one roof. This is going to do wonders in terms of streamlining our operations, being able to communicate with someone down the hall as opposed to someone who's several blocks away is going to be terrific. Our CEO, Jason Vondrack, he's a very humble person, but I know this day really, really means a lot to him in that he has led this company for 15 years. And he started this business out of a studio apartment. And look where we are now. That's huge. I think this new space signifies just endless possibilities for prospects. I mean, we're headquartered in La Jolla, but we do business all around the country. So our goal is to be licensed to offer home financing in all 50 states, and we're well on our way.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost is powered by the mightier 1090 and by Prospect Home Finance. You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
Wilsey Asset Management is an investment advisory firm registered with the SEC. We're a firm that's a fiduciary firm, and we manage $500 million in assets for clients and businesses nationwide. We do better when our clients do better. You want to have a win-win situation. And I saw the same thing with charities. Some of the charities that we're involved in would include Crews for Kids. Another organization that we really helped a lot was Children's Hospital. And there's also other organizations that we help as well in addition to those.
Kind of growing up and seeing how involved my dad was in the community, it really rubbed me, I'm going to say, in the right way. I did kind of take that one step further, I would say, and actually did start my own charity. It's called the Fighters Fight Foundation. What we do is we actually provide experiences to women that are battling stage 3 or stage 4 breast cancer. Our charity is not just about providing the experiences for women, it's also too on educating people. If you want to get involved in the foundation, you can go to our website, fightersfightfoundation.com.
If you love animals, Animal Zone is for you. From rescues to animal experts, Animal Zone is fun for the whole family. Watch Animal Zone right here on YourView, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. And visit animalzone.org to learn more about the show.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 a.m. A new generation of radio, SoCal Sports Talk.